In this video we're going to walk through the steps of creating from start to finish the IDEC competition model. I'll stop somewhere if I think it appropriate. First thing you want to do in SketchUp is go to the top view. Make sure that the camera is set to parallel projection so we don't have any perspective distortion. And let's go to the File, Import menu. Then open up the directory containing the AutoCAD files. Switch from SketchUp files here in this drop down to AutoCAD, and you'll notice the AutoCAD file reveals itself. Import. Let's accept the default. Simply close this. Zoom out a little and we can see we have nicely centered AutoCAD model. First thing we're going to do is delete all these AutoCAD layers that we don't need. That will effectively prompt you to move any content that's on those layers to a default layer. Hit OK. So everything is on layer 0 now. Let's create a couple new layers. Create a layer called AutoCAD Underlay. In order to be able to toggle that on and visibility on and off, let's create a layer called Walls. And that should do for now. Let's first thing you want to do, very important, select this underlay and create a group. Edit, make group. That glues the geometry together so you don't have any stray lines trying to snap to it. Then you select the same group that you just grouped, right click, enter the info which reveals itself up in the tray above, and change the layer to AutoCAD Underlay. You always want to be drawing on layer 0. Finally, select this object and lock it in place. Lock reveals it in red, and that's what we need to do to start this. Now we can begin to draw walls and move them to and group those walls and then move those walls to a layer called Walls. Let's start by creating the outline of the exterior face of walls. I'm going to use the rectangle method here that we showed you in class. Simply enclose all of the space so that the exterior bounds are outlined. Do it in about 4. Here I'm going to overlap an existing rectangle just to be sure. We'll do it in about 4 shots here. Now we want to outline the interior face of walls, and I'm going to do that with the pen tool. I'm simply going to draw right around the interior perimeter. I'm going to include these plumbing chases because they are effectively part of the wall. You draw past window openings and door openings because those are openings and they do not they're simply showing you the cutting plane that reveals the floor plan. So you draw right past those up to, notice I'm drawing around the pipe chases. And this column, which is embedded in the wall, is effectively a pilaster. There. It's okay that your geometry overlaps with existing. If it seemed to complete a line, you just start again and continue. Until you come full circle with the point at which we started, which was this upper left-hand corner. Now I can selectively erase all my interior geometry. Select the face by select the select icon and deleting it. Select the face, delete it. That shows us that our wall boundaries are intact. Right? Now with the erase tool, you can go in, zoom in as closely as you need to, and remove the geometry, the extra geometry. Remember, we want to be left with an outside, that's the CAD underlay, which is locked, so it doesn't allow me to delete it. We want to be left with just the outline of the interior of the building envelope. Now you'll see why it's convenient to toggle on and off the AutoCAD underlay, because we can see just purely the geometry that we created. You want all these extra lines to disappear until you have one clean building outline of the building envelope. The next video, we're going to extrude the walls. Let's go to an isometric mode to see how this looks. The clipping that occurs here, it often occurs in parallel projection when perspective projection is not on. You can see that surface is selectable. Orbit about it, and we're done with this part.